ultimately the fight with Pedro, you got to be so well prepared because he's so tough and he's such a hard-working guy. What have you done specifically for this matchup that will allow for you to go out and look fantastic like you've done to this point?
It's been a long training camp. I wanted to fight Pedro back in Phoenix when they came to Phoenix, but they said Pedro. And so, I've wanted to fight Pedro for a while now, and I've known about this fight. It's gonna be a long training camp. My weight's my weight's perfect. Training camp's been going great. Like I said, I need to go in there and just do what I know I'm capable of doing, fight my fight, and Pedro's the shortest guy I've fought. I feel like I tend to do really well against, shorter guys. I know Chael doesn't believe in a reach advantage, but I sure do, and I feel like I know how to use my reach. And I'm also expecting this to be a war. I'm expecting this to be a 15-minute, brutal fight. I don't expect it to go in there and for me to put his lights out in the first round. Will that happen? Probably. It always does. But I'm ready for 15.
Hey, I like the confidence, bro. And when you've done what you've done inside the octagon, it makes sense that you'd be that way. But you're kind of a polarizing figure in the UFC. It's either people really love you or they're on the other side. Aljamain Sterling had some comments about you, and he spoke glowingly about who you are and what you mean to the sport. How do you feel when you have a guy who's a champion come out and speak that highly of you, even though you're very early on in your UFC career?
Yeah, I think anyone that's got, legitimate skills, as Aljo does, anyone that's extremely high-level fighter, they watch what I'm doing. Aljo's been to my live events. He's seen me perform live, and, he's not stupid. So he sees there's true skill there. I've been training for 11 years. I've been doing this for a long time. I believe I'm a vet. I've had a lot of fights. I had 14 amateur fights. I've got a good amount of pro fights. A lot of people, for whatever reason, think I can't grapple just because I haven't really been taken down much in my fights. But, I remember taking Takanori Gomi's neck, a couple of years ago, back in, I think it was 2019 in the grappling match, win 9 minutes with Gilbert Melendez. I know how to grapple. I just haven't had to use it. And so I think that's where people kind of, think, oh, he's a good striker, but he can't grapple. Just take him down. So people are going to find out maybe this fight, hopefully not. Ideally, I go in there, Pedro can't touch me, and I dot him up for 15 minutes. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'm excited. I'm very, very freaking excited for this fight.
How much do you think your experience will play into this fight? That's the one sort of criticism on O'Malley, is that, a lot of his opposition has not been ranked opponents. You fought, like I said, probably one of the toughest schedules in the bantamweight division. How much will that play into this fight, do you think?
100%, he's a guy that has a lot of fights too, he hasn't fought, definitely the type of fighters that I fought lately, special that, being top 15, top 10 the last 6 years of my career. So that's the type of fighters that I have been. And, one thing that I know that I have a lot of durability, and that experience cannot pay that, because definitely it's are you durable or are you not? I think that one of the factors that I can, fight hard fights, and and even though that I'm getting not any younger anymore, I think that my training lately for the last couple of years has been smarter. Like I said, we have a huge selection of fighters here, so besides the fights that I've been, the type of fighters that I fought before, also the coaches we have, the training partners that we have all over the world, Brazil, Europe, Dagestan, Chechnya, Russia, all these is just, make me a better fighter every time I step in the octagon. I'm comfortable in fighting Sean O'Malley. I know very well my skills. I know what I'm good at, and what type of fighter that I am, and can't wait to fight him, and keep climbing this ladder and make it a legacy.